Welcome back to part number 10 of my Imperator playthrough as the Antigonid Kingdom. We attacked Rome, pivoted down here, and took a nasty award for sacking a city, Rampax or something, Rapax, 10% morale recovery or whatnot. Are pivoting over this way. There's a couple of 3 armies around here that I dropped off. Secure this area from the Seleucids. We already have secured this area, so they should be less feisty this time. I have some armies that were in Illyria that are headed down here to the former Spartan territories. Then the guys that were involved in that sacking and got that, that poor outcome there are here. I was commenting on the madness of this algorithm. The good times are really, really good, and the bad times, here we go again, another 6 stability. So we're like levitating. We've been levitating for years now, I think, above or about at 50% or 50 stability. Doing nothing really, other than just sort of being. Let's grab a 10% siege ability to offset the 15% I was going to enact here. And we'll keep the 5% army recovery to counteract that Rapax designation for our legion. So we have arrived here at the front. After I got that Rapax award, I moved these troops or started to move them. And I thought about it. It's like, what is that thing? So I don't think I'd ever gotten it before. And I read the wiki. You have to have sacked a major city and chosen the 4th option, the most harsh. I didn't choose any option. It wasn't a major city or anything. It was just some random revolt, Neapolis here. Or, Neapolis. I didn't get any option. It just sort of appeared. So I determined that was impossible. So I loaded the closest save I had to the time period and replayed the end of the war with a disdain for keeping it exactly the same as it was, because why should I? Why should I? It's a bug. Why should I suffer trying to make things exactly as they were? So I did an assault a couple of forts, and there's a couple of more mercs over here. That'll fix you. That'll fix you for one bug deserves another, or one exploit deserves another. I have no idea how that Rapax could even come up. It clearly is a bug. So whatever the case is or isn't, is gone now. At least it better be. Let's see if it is gone. It's gone. It never should have been. So we're going to carry on here. These troops have arrived here. These have arrived here, and we're about to declare the war. Well, I put the game down. I got some sleep. Took a look back at it. Found the war with the Seleucid Empire is about to start. It's good. I realized we topped out on our mill traditions, or at least close to it, so we'll take the 10% siege. I was thinking beyond that, warring with Moria, I suppose, is possible. We'll be there. We'll probably have a lot of aggressive expansion, and we won't take much for the war. But actually doing the war with him, there's a lot of territories there. It's probably the right thing to do, just immediately pivot down and take this territory from him, so that he's not hazarding our back as we're off this way. I was thinking that we could turn back and start bouncing back on with Carthage and Rome, and then the Bosporans, and now Kush and whatnot could be 1, 2, 3, 4 wars real quick and out. But if he did attack, we would be sort of in the middle of something, and it would have to build forts and hope that he doesn't attack, and that hoping that the AI doesn't attack is not really ever a good idea, especially when you're about on par, thereabouts, to where it's large, you're large, you can get ideas. So we should probably pare it down so that it doesn't get ideas about that. But along those lines, actually, I was thinking that these mercs here are large. We could get them larger by consolidating pops and building some theaters here. As to whether this one gets any larger, I doubt it, because we raised the one of the two cities. But this one could be made larger, and it's probably a good idea to build some theaters and such for nothing else than loyalty here. I'm going to do that before I start the war, because I need a really fat stack here to ward off any surprise attacks from Moria over the next like 5, 10, 15 years or whatnot. I'll be back. I made this area as Hellenic as possible, essentially by shuffling just a few pops about. I may have Macedonianized it a bit. I put theaters and temples in all these areas, and that's all that I'm going to do. I think we're about ready to go here. Let's declare this war. It would seem that due to that crazy, what is it called, Rapax or something that happened, I reloaded the save, and I must have filed the bloody claim in the save previously and not remembered to refile it. So, we need to file a claim here, and now we're sitting around doing essentially nothing. But we're going to do something. We are going to do something. We're going to do it right now. We're going to invade Moria. We're just going to let the... We'll wait a moment. The rest of these guys are going to catch up with this leading edge. We're going to get this war started right now. Nothing going on here so far. I saw a small levy run off this way. It's going to take a long time to return from this excursion. We probably can war with the Seleucids on the way back, but much beyond that, we'll probably have to stand down. So, could take 54 PI. I'm going to take the stability. Okay, so the game has just noticed that our Mega Basilius is older, and his heir, he has leprosy now, and his heir has still no children. So I'm going to console a few up, because that is not real in this game. Quintuplets. We are using this levy to occupy provincial capitals as the taxis proper and mercs and such march down towards the distal provincial capitals. I'm going to try to make it all the way out here. Who knows, really? I have the proper taxes with the siege engineers headed to the fort, and there don't seem to be many enemy forts about, really. That's the Seleucid, and then there seems to be one here, level 1, and then not much elsewhere. Luckily, we don't really border him. I mean, he could... His levies, I'm sure, are on their way, but unless he has access to the Seleucids, probably not fond of one another. Yep. Now, I note he's not granting any military access to the Morians, so... Let's see about the Morians. Nope. He's not coming through this this section here, that's for sure. So he's got to come down this corridor. At some point, I have to... Well, we pivot on the Seleucids, and then we'll see. I was thinking that we could evacuate the proper taxes back up this way, and disband all the mercs, and then hire new ones to deal with. Anyway. I'm not sure there's a way to be efficient and quick when warring with Moria in these vast distances. Really, this is quite a march even to get there, and extracting yourself and then out through here and then onto the Navy to get here in any sort of timely manner is not going to happen. So the Seleucids are next, assuming our claim hits, which I'm sure it will by the time this war ends. Yeah. Some levies here dancing around. I think we can go and engage them. These units are moving towards this provincial capital, and then all the way down here. Whoa! We've done it. We won an award, probably for siege. Well, there's the question. Do we bring ours on a siege? Yeah. We need to get, well, let's go. Let's move it out. The further we get our proper taxes back, the longer it's going to take us to return for our upcoming war with the Seleucid Empire. But if I don't do it, he'll be here. If I leave him back here or have him stage here, it sounds like a good idea right up until we find 150,000 Morian troops wandering about here and run into trouble. So we're going to play it safe and go forward. There's a Morian army. It looks like archers and siege engineers. Yeah, probably road builder with Archosia as well. We have a lot of troops about. I'm going to micromanage this at speed 3 to try to catch these guys out and just get on our way as soon as is possible. He's locked. We're engaging. It's the hills. He has terrain, but we'll take him anyway. It's over before it started. So far, so good. Yeah, about even. We're all proceeding down that corridor. This guy, well, we found another Morian levy in retreat here. I'm going to shuffle some pops about, build some theaters. Pretty sure some of these territories are not exactly loyal. Like, there's not a blessed city in this province that I randomly clicked on. That's probably the reason why they're all discontented. So if we move them out to more contented provinces where there are cities and such, they'll probably be less prone to rebel, which I'm going to do that right now. More stability, I'll take it. Now they seem to have arrived in earnest. 30-40 stack here. We seem to be staggered. Here we go. I think we can take them, so we're going to stay in the hills against perhaps better judgment. Actually, no, we're not. We're getting worked over badly. They got us 2 for 1. He's locked, headed to this desert hex. We're going right there. Here it is. He has some reinforcements on the way, so do we. His reinforcements have locked. About even. Engaged his reinforcements. We should win. Primary Heir has won an award. Tactician. I'm sending fresh units forward, and the worked over ones are going to wait here and try to recover some of their numbers. Our siege taxis lost essentially all of its heavy infantry. More units just showed up. Heading to Trossos here. I'll wait for him to lock and then engage, hopefully. We engaged him in the hills, but we will vastly outnumber him. We won another award. An actual valid award as opposed to a malice that couldn't happen. It's impossible to happen. Let's take this over and maybe, let's see. You know, there's no rush for this Alexander's Empire. That have to take Taxila all the way up here. So we could press forward. Who knows? Let's see what he's willing to give up right now. His war enthusiasm is low. Well, the truth of the matter here, we have a 52 war score. He's willing to give it up. The further we traipse down here, the further we are from being able to action the Seleucid Empire. We have a ways to travel back. I was thinking of dredging myself up a bit more aggressive expansion to try to raise the modifier a bit. But by the time we get back and engage the Seleucids, it ought to be fairly high for them as well. The only way I know to get it, really, you could inspire some disloyalty and or remove items from Holy Site for 1 AE each, which would raise that modifier. But I kind of want the 31. So as to make the war with the Seleucid Empire, we'll take like 10 or 15 or whatnot with them, and then we'll be able to head back out in a timely manner. The further, again, for one more province traipsing down here, and then who knows how many more of these Morian levies from this area proper we'll meet up with. Now that I mentioned that, in fact, that's what let's see if we can Have them cancel any subjects or whatnot here. They'll not do that. Well, we don't care either. Let's peace out. So we're taking this from him. We're happy about it, and now we can pivot back to the Seleucid Empire, but it's going to take some time. I'll be back to you when we're ready. You know, I build quite a bit of stuff, and I think we can get a 10% build cost modifier right here, as well as a little more cash here. Let's get that modifier. That's I know the episode is only 15 minutes long. I'm going to put it out of its misery. I just watched what there was of the 15 minutes. It's not particularly well organized due to the repacks thing. I'm just going to leave this episode at 15 minutes. I don't want to clutter any more good play with this repacks madness and such. So we're just going to end the episode here, and I hope to see you in the next one.